Well, guys, I decided to try and get all my electrics working on this bike, this AT3 that I'm working on. And it's been kicking my butt again here, and that shouldn't happen. My original job before I retired was in electronics. So I should be able to troubleshoot this stuff pretty easy. But I started with the horn. And it's not a standard Yamaha horn. I don't know if you can see it or not down here. Let me get you down there close. Let me put you over here. You can see there, it's not a regular Yamaha horn, but it's a 12-volt horn. So it should work. And it wouldn't work. So I got out my meter and said, this is not a problem. Let me get my glasses on here. And so I just checked for 12 volts on the brown lead coming down. I made these leads up, and sure enough, I had 12 volts right here going to there. The pink lead goes up to the switch, this switch here. So I figured, well, I'll just operate it and see what happens. And nothing happened. So I'd go down here and I checked with a meter, turned the power off, checked with a meter on the pink lead and pressed the button, and nothing happened. So I figured the button was bad. So I just took and grounded this pink lead inside here. You can see that, and nothing happened. And I said, well, I know there's a ground on there, and I know there's power to it. The horn must not work on this bike. And I said, that can't be right. So I started looking around up here in the eagle's nest, and I started thinking, you know what? These black wires, they were all hanging loose at that time, are ground. Now, I would have thought that this button got its ground just from being grounded on the handlebar. But apparently there's something else, and I haven't really deduced what it is yet. But anyway, I plugged in all the black leads and got everything working. The headlight works, high beam, low beam, turn signals work, left and right. The lights up here work, the neutral light and the turn signal light. And I still couldn't make that horn work. So this time though, when I go into this point here and ground it, now it works. So I got my little ground lead here, and I just touch it to there with the switch on, and she goes beep. I'll let you hear how it goes beep. I got to turn the key on first, you dummy. Okay. So it's a good loud horn. Probably drained the battery if you held it too long. But anyway, I tore into this thing, and I tore this little switch out down here, and everything looked good. But when you push it, this is what's in it. This little tiny spring and this little push button. And this little push button has a connector on the end of it that mates with a connector on the kind of box that goes around the switch. So I cleaned all those parts up and made sure everything was touching ground and put it all back together and fought it and fought it and fought it, and it never would beep with the button. So I finally went up to my stash and I found another one of these that was stripped out for parts, and I checked the spring and the contact, and The spring was the problem. It was too short. It had been smashed up and was too short. So I took the parts out of the other one up there, brought them back, put everything in, figured, okay, we got her now. So I pushed the button, nothing happens. And I pushed the button, and I pushed the button, and the key's on right now, but nothing's happening. What in the world? It's got to be it. And finally, after about 15 minutes, I came to the realization that there's no ground here. You have to have it on the handlebars to have a ground. So I've spent about, I don't know, 2 hours now trying to get this stupid horn to work. And everything else on the bike works. All the lights, everything. It's ready to put back together. I just have to find a way to mount this non-standard turn signal flasher, because I didn't have any originals, so it worked. I could possibly put it in the old bracket. It doesn't matter if the case is grounded or not. It'll work. But I'll check out putting it in the old bracket, and if that doesn't work, I'll try to find a piece of sheet metal and form a bracket that I can just poke through that slot there, like it would be mounted in a new bike, and we'll fasten right here to the old bracket welded to the frame. So that's been my day. A little frustrating, but in the end, we got things together and everything's working. So, till next time, this is just a short one. Please subscribe and click the like button if you liked it. If you didn't like it, well, click the don't like button, I guess. But if you don't like it, give me a comment. Tell me why you didn't like it. And I'd appreciate it. Thank you much. It's the old guy signing off.